with that being said, now that I got to show off my new toy, giggity, welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning.
We're starting this episode off to a right good momentum, just good times all around.
Hey, I just want you to know, I'm just here to listen to Jay's level ups. Jay's rants have been getting better and better. I have apparently made an impression upon him. His rants are getting better all the time. Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Well done, sir.
I would just like to point out that now that I have this new toy that we get to play with, now we get to have a setting so when Jay goes on his rant, we could have this cool transition. Like, yeah, it'd be really sick. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Okay. I'm excited.
This is what happens when Gravy has too many things she can play with and make really cool, useless shit. Just saying.
Well, it doesn't hurt that your husband is a software developer and can give you all the cool stuff to do, right?
He's asleep. We'll put a pin in that.
Okay.
He's gonna wake up at some point and be like, all right, the hell do you want? I'm like, nothing. Love you.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Love me. Okay, yeah. Like, oh, would you like some breakfast?
Mm-hmm. Because then he's gonna tell me, what do you want? And how much is it gonna cost me?
Yeah, exactly. What is it and how much does it cost?
Mm-hmm. Love.
Well, I'm just gonna say that I have traded activities with my wife, and we'll just kind of leave that vague because activities can also be foot rubs.
Okay, let's phase this in a proper context because you have to remember, I am an immature motherfucker. So when you say
activities, yes.
Okay, yeah, we'll move on from that because my brain just went like, nope.
I just gave you ideas, didn't I?
No, my brain just went, not today, Satan. This has to go up on YouTube. Oh my god.
I'm just here for the memes. That's it. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Just here for the memes. Well, speaking of which, one of our favorite companies to bash on a bit, Blizzard is making the headlines yet again. Man. Jesus titty fucking Christ. I'm like, y'all just they give me a headache. Like,
I mean, it's like, because like when the announcement showed up, it's like, yeah, we're laying off about, 8, I think, what's like 50 employees? No,
yeah, that was.
I was like, who didn't see that coming, right? And but Jesus Christ, so it's like, hey, we're gonna give you a severance package, and plus a gift card for Battle.net. I'm like, what? What's happening?
And not only that, the CEO gets a $200 million bonus and lays off a bunch of people. It's like, yeah, business.
Yeah, I know. It's like, way to prove the fucking corrupt capitalism fucking trope. Way to go. Good job. Or round of applause all around.
Yeah, it's like, why you have one league that's struggling as it is, in the other league is making awards bleed money like there's no tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a really shitty approach in my opinion, because you're sitting there and you're gonna cut 50 people from your company. So I'm not sure which 50 people, but probably the 50 people necessary to keep the game going.
Well, so they probably cut was support staff to run the live events, because Overwatch and Call of Duty are going to move away from the in-person LAN events and do more things online. And so as a result of that, they cut 50 people. Now, in the end, is 50 people the same as what happened a couple years ago when they did, what was it, like 1,000 people were cut? So, yeah, 50 people, 1,000 people, either way, it doesn't change the fact that when it comes to the past 18 months, COVID has taken a huge toll on every industry. But what bugs me the most is the CEO of Blizzard Activision gets a massive bonus on it. And I'm like...
Isn't it still J. Allen Pratt or whatever the fuck his name is?
I don't even care.
Most likely. I have no idea.
God, I hate that guy. Sorry.
I have not heard any kind of leadership changes, so yeah.
I really started despising that guy when he came out after the whole Hong Kong incident, and he did that sorry not sorry speech.
Yep.
He capitulated, basically.
Yeah, and when I heard that, I was like, really? Your whole thing is sorry not sorry, we overreacted? What? Graveth is confuzzled. Please.
Yeah, because that's what someone says when they thought you were cheating in a relationship. It's like not this international controversy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry I just ruined your $5,000 Gucci sweater. I thought you were cheating. Haha, my bad. I would have been like, bitch, I'm fixing to fucking stab you. Just,
I was like, yeah, sorry. Sorry, I took almost all your money and ruined your reputation that you probably need to keep your lifestyle up, because of just the conclusions.
I know.
It's like,
but women don't do that, Jay. What?
Basically the whole thing was like, I'm only here so I only here to keep my board of directors happy. That's all. That's basically what it was.
Is that the equivalent? Who is that football player? Who? Yes. I'm just making these decisions because I want to keep the shareholders happy. Well, what about these leagues? And do you have any plans to, have in-person events? I'm just here to keep the shareholders happy. That's literally the same. My mind is blown this morning.
You say, well, the organizations, we can always get new ones. They're replaceable. Basically, that's having one about it. It's like, because why not fans can have a home team to root for when they have the game they can play and spend money on.
Oh, I know. Let's move all of our teams to China because all of our fans will have easier access to it. And I'm like, what?
Well, yeah, because China is going to be the center of the competitive gaming universe here shortly. Because they here's the great thing about, so I'm going to say this out loud. Here's the great thing about communism is that when you focus on one thing, you get really good at that one thing. So when China spends billions on creating an infrastructure whereby they can have direct influence and receive direct information on the next generation of human beings through video games. It's amazing what's going to happen. I wrote an article for the Game House about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 now. You have to look it up, about how Newzoo and about the fact that Newzoo created a partnership with several firms in China. Now, Newzoo is a market analysis firm that provides information about who, how, and why games are played. Who plays them, why they play them, how they play them, platforms, things like that.
Right.
So you have to know that the first people that get any information from this marketing firm all live in China. Those people all live in China. China gets all their information through that.
Mm.
And the funny thing is, when I wrote that article, it was a pretty short opinion piece. When I wrote that article, my friend Kevin Hitt had just gotten a job at the Emmy Sports Observer, and he said, "You are more right than you know." I go, "I know that I'm right. I know exactly what is going on here." When you focus on one thing, so when the government of China puts its massive weight behind being on the internet and having direct influence on what happens online, guess what? Guess what happens? This happens. And so when the whole Hong Kong thing happened, everybody is right. Everybody is right. Activision and Blizzard are run from China. Activision and Blizzard are run from China. That's why whenever they want more money to start these leagues up, what do? They go to China. Overwatch is being propped up right now by China. Nobody wants to say it out loud, but it's true. Overwatch in this country is nearly useless.
Yeah.
Because they had a massive expansion plan. They were going to have teams in cities with home venues and the whole nine. Guess what? The only thing holding up Overwatch is that they have 2 teams in China now. That's it.
Yeah, which is kind of funny, I guess you could say, considering that, like, in the inaugural year of Overwatch, the one Chinese team was the absolute worst out of the entire thing. I forget who it was. Yes. I forget who it was. I want to say it was Slasher. Somebody tweeted out the this jersey that said like 0-46. And I was like, can we make this happen? I would buy that so fucking quick.
Oh yeah. All over that mess.
Well, I mean, I'm all about memes. I'm all about the silly shit. So I was just like, oh, okay. And then when they won their first one, like the new jersey that was tweeted out was like 1-46 or something. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, well, guess you can't buy talent.
And now speaking of things moving to one central spot, there has been quite a number of content creators leaving California to go to Vegas. A lot.
Oh, I think somebody who's not on this podcast said, obviously somebody not on this podcast, but somebody once said, probably about a year ago, like I said, somebody not on this podcast, said that Vegas is a more viable gaming venue than California is because of taxes and fees and wages. Oh yeah.
It's not like somebody can validate that they used to live in California and can back up those claims about taxes.
So I'm just gonna say it's surprising to me that 100 Thieves took this long to finally move. I'm
surprised.
I'm surprised that it took this long because they have probably been. It probably paid so much in fees for inspections and maintenance fees and permitting fees. I mean, it's so from a business standpoint, Las Vegas is a much easier place to be in because the government understands they have to have business in order to have people that they can tax. So. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I was going to say, and this is kind of a fun thing you can go on to Google Maps for. If you look in California, Google every sports stadium in California as a whole, and then cross-reference that with every esports stadium or any like PC club in California. Okay. Everything overlaps with each other. Like LA, now the LA Chargers, which their logo low-key looks like a fucking penis, but that's just me.
Okay, that was an interesting aside.
There's the LA Rams, there's the LA Dodgers, there's the LA Galaxy, and all their stadiums literally, I think, are like 30 to 45 minutes within each other. On top of that, the pot. Yeah, I know. I was feeling extra sassy with my.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Side note: I noticed, because I was looking back at some of my footage, I do a lot of like hand movements and shit with my left hand. And I think it's because, like, if I did it with my right hand, I would, like, karate chop my microphone. I'm just saying, for a $20 boom arm, this is holding this up rather well. So I'm like, yes, my darling.
Anyway, back to your point.
Back to my point. But if you look at that, and then you look at how many people live there, the stadium distance and things of that nature, fucking traffic is a nightmare. Like, good luck fucking getting there within the hour. You're looking at maybe 2, if you're lucky. So, I think the move with a lot of these esports teams, going to Vegas is a really smart move, because there's a lot of land that they can build upon, and they can not only do that, but they can build outward. So you can probably get to the point you'll literally see cities come up around something of this nature.
The thing is, you look at the map of Vegas, like, the thing I love about Vegas is that you have the Strip, and then you have like 4 differing neighborhoods that are freaking wide. There's Paradise, there's Summerlin, Spring Valley, and Sun City. And the good thing about it, like, it's each quadrant, it's full of neighborhood, but there's more space than people believe. Mm-hmm. Because, and not only that, but casinos are coming back up. Casinos will kill to get involved in esports. All right, like, because I was talking, with Chris Laporte, and we was talking about it, right? And people, because like a lot of casinos are kind of like coming up from COVID, because the governor of Nevada said, like, if everything stays true, then May 1st things are basically back on the way they were before COVID, right? So a lot of esports companies are really making that move, because Ubisoft is now hosting their North American League in Vegas. And that's starting in a couple of days, the whole league. And the LAN, I think the playoffs is going to be a LAN playoffs, and I want to say May. So, so not only that, but a lot of festivals and concerts come to Vegas a lot. I know one's coming out called EDC. A lot of streamer content creators like EDC. They go to it every year. They freaking love it. Now, it would not surprise me by the end of the year if Vegas basically become like the esports central, like moving from LA, because like, I think, like, there's no income tax in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So the state of Nevada doesn't have an income tax. They have a decent sized sales tax, and they have a property tax. And consider this: it's a desert. It's open and flat. Mm-hmm. So that is the direct reason why it's so cheap. Is that there's so much of it available, and so there are a whole bunch of opportunities, especially in East Vegas. East Vegas is the older portion of Vegas, so land is cheaper than almost everywhere else. You can buy a lot of old buildings, and the government, like I said, the local government understands that they don't want to be the reason things don't work. So as an example, as an example, I was considering moving to Las Vegas and getting a job in a casino down there. And so in Washington State, where I live, in order to get a gaming license as a dealer, I have to pay $250. I have to go get, I have to pay another $25 to have a fingerprint cards done. And then I have to wait at least 1 week. It's usually 2, okay? In Vegas, if you have a casino that wants to hire you, they can process your information. They can give you a gaming card and have you on the floor for $45 in 24 hours.
Damn.
Yes, that is 100% true, because I actually called. I called the gaming commission. I said, I'm a dealer in Washington. What do I need to do to be a dealer in Nevada? And she said, you got to pay $45. You got to have a place that wants to hire you. And usually within 24 hours, assuming that they will hire you, and it's like 1 or 2 basic things that you have to fill out and sign. We can have you on the floor in 24 hours. I'm like, holy crap. That right there is the perfect example of why companies are moving to Nevada, is that the government understands we need to get these companies in business as fast as possible. Yes, there are rules. There are regulations you have to follow, as with any business. But there are people in charge who understand, yes, we don't need to make it more difficult. We don't need to make it more difficult.
Yeah, and add on to that, in addition to Las Vegas, there's a town called Henderson. It's about maybe like Henderson, beautiful place. Like it's so wide. There's so much space between Las Vegas and Henderson. So much space you can build.
Much
space.
Also, I put in the chat what I was talking about with all the gaming teams. Yeah.
Damn, that's insane.
Yeah, exactly. That is crazy.
Yes, so because I remember I was like I'm planning my move right now. Do I want to fly in Vegas? I don't want to take the bus to Vegas. I don't know, because I don't want to drive.
But do not take the bus to Vegas. Just saying. Fly to Vegas. Do not take the bus. Do not.
Suffer a few hours with a mask on a plane, as opposed to taking the bus, which is going to have. Let's just say I've seen some horror movies that started out like that.
That's true. Yeah. So I mean, because because now for me personally, I'm in the mental health field, right? And so I was doing job searching. I hit mental health, and I saw 30 entry level jobs, boom, right there. And I was like, you know what? That kind of makes sense, because you have gambling, you have parties every single weekend, you have so it's a lot. So there's a lot of addicts and things. So. It's because my motto is never quit your day job. That's my motto. So even if I work for Esports Arena or another esports company, I'm still gonna keep that day job, because like we've seen over the years, man, esports can be very volatile, and since esports is starting to make that transition to Vegas, it's going to be very interesting how this year's going to turn out in the esports world, because California may not realize it now, but eventually, they're going to feel that pinch though, because I mean, look, if you go to NorCal, they have rolling blackouts, in the summer, and that has to be a pain in the ass. And then in SoCal, you have earthquakes and crazy ass people and high ass taxes. You would know.
What is it with the attacks today? God, shit.
You know any of us how that shit crazy California is. Not to mention, if you live in California for a month, guess what? You're being taxed because you were a resident. It doesn't matter if you moved.
They changed that because when we moved here and I saw that, it was just like, oh, California can now tax former residents. I'm like, Mick fucking excuse me, no you cannot. No. Because I'm like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna try to fucking come and get me? Like, get fucked. No thank you.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the combination of the poor infrastructure, the fact, I mean, I just showed that there's like 20 gajillion fucking teams there. It's just like there's no room for it. There's no comfortability with it. And, you know, the move to, help me out, the state, Nevada. I know, I had a fucking brain fart there for a minute. I was distracted by Bill's cat in the window.
Hi, kitty.
Because it's like the cat will start at the window, jump down, go across, and just make circles in the room Bill's in. So that's why I was like...
Yeah, she has this thing. She wants to sit right here and have me pet her like 24/7. And there are times when like I actually have work I need to get done, and there's things I can do. I can't have you sitting in my face, always wanting to be. Yeah. Anyway.
But human, I require attention and pets.
And speaking of attention, I'm going to talk about my favorite thing in the whole world.
Oh, here comes TSM rant.
Okay, it's going to be a semi rant and a semi kind of like a small praise for TSM. Now I gotta give her credit's due. You know, when he announced they have an all-female Valorant roster, I was like, that's fucking dope. I like that. You know, because because like you have a lot of women that kick ass in video games. Like CLG Red is like one of the best teams in the freaking world. Holy fuck! Why'd the fuck you show me that? Holy goddamn!
Oh! I figured that would add on to your rant afterward, but proceed.
Because like now, not like I think CLG and TSM like one of the first to have like an all female Valorant roster, and I remember I saw it. I'm like, okay, when are we gonna make North American CS:GO is dead and gone? All right, you need to start living in denial and come to realize it, you know. And now since I saw this, it's like now, with that post that grade to show me, they say it was solidified and players can pay. Now that's an interesting thing because I actually know people on Solidified, like from some time ago, and people who don't know, Solidified has a very, very good League of Legends team. I think people like Zazel, I can't say his name right, who's on Cloud9 as a support player.
It's Zazel. Yeah, Zazel was their support.
Okay, I heard something else that I will not repeat because I want to get everybody demonetized, but I heard something else. I heard something else, so I will just like leave that right there.
I mean, I'm not getting any type of monetary compensation for this, so...
It sounded like asshole, okay? I just say it sounded like asshole.
I was about to say, out of all the fucking things that we've said on this podcast, and that's the one thing that you're like, no.
Well, I try not to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy, okay? I know that sometimes I rant and golf, but I don't want to be that guy, all right? Even though I am a 14-year-old old teenager disguised in a 49-year-old body because I'm a guy.
and so after looking at the Solidified League of Legends team, see how they have disbanded this month, which is very weird because since they got first place in Challengers Uprising and got second and third in the playoffs and second in another event, kind of, because like, see, that's the thing I hate though, because over the years, we've seen a lot of organizations, they pop up, they'll bring people in and say, hey, under the premise, hey, we're this new organization and we got this, we got that, start being flashy and all this stuff, and in the end, they just kind of pull the rug from under you, like denial. Oh, Jesus.
Denial.
And in another organization called Midnight Esports, right? And basically ended up as, hey, I have my daddy's money, and I'm gonna play business owner tycoon. That's basically what it turned out to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and see, that's thing that's holding esports back. That's saying like, they need to some kind of governing body of.
Oh, you mean like?
Yes.
You mean like the governing body that the people down in the state of Nevada are in the process of creating? Look. So I don't know. I'm sure we talked about this previously, but Bally's bought out Allied Esports for $100 million. Okay, I want you to stop for a minute and think about that. Think about 100 million. So to the average person like you and me, 100 million is like a lot of money. I can tell you that people who own casinos, they sneeze 100 million. Okay, so 100 million for Allied Esports is nothing. They got a fantastic deal because Allied Esports was run poorly and lived on the reputation that it had somehow created. So when I first got into gaming, I was actually in the process of being hired for Allied Esports. And what stopped me from getting the job was that the person that I had contacted and was in the process, he was going to talk to owner, I was in line for a position, the person left Allied Esports.
Oh shit.
And to this day, I have never figured out exactly why. Because all this person will tell me is, I moved on to a different position. I have come to understand that through interacting with various people who have worked with Allied Esports, I believe I believe that when we were with Payday, we were in talks at some point with or for like 5 minutes, and then we're like, no, this sucks. We're getting out of here. Believe me, Allied Esports is poorly run.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a gift of $100 million that I'll bet you 80% of that was the fact that they have a placement. 80% of that was the fact that they have a place in the Luxor. That's the only reason. That's the only reason they got any money. Is because they have real estate on the strip.
Mm.
And go ahead.
I mean that's interesting though, because one with the hitmarker jobs, right? I saw all these positions for Allied Esports. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of positions open right now. I wonder what happened. So now you say that, now that makes sense.
Yes, because basically what Bally's did is that they bought out Allied and fired everybody. Because they're all idiots. They're all idiots. And so now you have people who actually understand entertainment. Now, I will tell you because and Jay should know this too, that the fact that Chris Laporte down in Vegas, I guarantee you, he was on the phone with those guys. He won't say it out loud, and he won't tell me because there's some things he won't talk about. But I can guarantee you that somebody from Bally's was on the phone with Chris going, here's what we want to do. How is it going to work? And he's like, you have to do it this way. Here's how it has to be pulled off. Because that man understands it. That man gets it. He ran an arcade. And now he's trying to reboot it but reboot it at a different level. And he gets it. He understands what gaming is about. And the reason that Allied Esports failed is that they tried to be a national brand without any sort of grassroots foundation. They had no grassroots foundation. So Allied Esports was destined to fail from the start. The fact that they even got Walmart to pay attention to them was freaking amazing, because Allied is just poorly run. I'm telling you right now.
Side note, real quick. When was the last time you guys went to Walmart?
Yesterday.
Okay.
I live in a small town, so that's all we really got.
I mean, I do too. So last time I went into my Walmart, because the children's clothing section is right by the electronics. So I was walking by it, and they have kids t-shirts, and they have like all like, you know, your stereotypical esports designs on it and such, and it just says esports everywhere on the shirt, and I was just like, I had to walk away. I was like, I'm gonna make a scene.
yeah, because esports.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. And now, and now this other tweet that Kirby has shared, it's really interesting though. You know, I mean, man.
Yeah, that one just kind of popped up on my feed. I was like, interesting, because I follow this guy, Last Shadow, I can't fucking pronounce his last name. Saved my life. Nick Desari. He's like one of the most iconic League of Legends like coaches, commentators, that sort of thing. And the thread, it popped up, and I was just like, that's interesting, because most esports organizations, or at least major ones from my understanding, they'll pay moving fees. Like, they'll really help expedite the process to move to whatever location that they hired you at. So the fact that that this thread kind of came about, I was like, because I figured we can segue into our next favorite company to talk about with Riot and their fucking shenanigans.
Oh,
okay,
they
so
are burning to the goddamn ground.
Okay. This is a serious question, and I'm sure it'll come off wrong, but okay. So how many claims of sexual harassment have been leveled at Riot in the past year? What, 4 now, right?
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Okay,
yeah, 4 or 5.
Okay. So, and then Riot hired an outside law firm, right? To conduct investigation. Okay. And the outside law firm found out that nothing happened. Now, so at what point do we say, because it hasn't happened yet, okay, stop it. Because what this is sounding like to me is somebody is pissed off at the CEO for something that happened, they didn't get their way. And so these charges that probably at some point had some merit, okay, I'm not saying they didn't happen, but how many times do you have to bring something up before people start going, wait a minute, I thought this doesn't make any sense anymore. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and that's the sad part about it, you know, because and you know, in the realm that I frequently travel to is the K-pop realm. There, you know, like
that is the definition of the shadow realm, just as an FYI. But proceed.
It is, you know, it's basically a black hole I can find myself in and out of. A lot of allegations get flown back and forth, and see the problem is just like with Riot is that that's like the same old thing keeps throwing out. It's like, hey, you know, we're gonna keep throwing it until it lands on you. You know, basically you're trying, you're trying to throw water at a white shirt, trying to make a stain on it. You know, and you keep trying, and all of a sudden it gets weaker. And it's like, look, you know, people are like, look, all right, look, you know, whatever happened, I'm pretty sure whatever happened was kind of fucked up and unfair, but you saying this back and forth, and nothing come out of it, it's really making it difficult for everyone else because basically you're making people feel like, well, you know, if I have a genuine issue, well, no one's going to take me seriously. And And see, and that's the part that pisses me off, you know, because I know people that's going through a lot of shit like that, a lot of bad things, right? And and because of people, no, now when I say this, don't think of me saying, oh, I don't believe victims, or I'm just calling people liars. Like, no, the thing is, right, is that people like to use those kind of allegations as like a threat. Like basically the equivalent of, hey, if we have a child together, I'm gonna keep your child away from you to make you do things for me.
Mm-hmm.
Something on that level. And
so I'm gonna say this right now. People like Al Sharpton have made a career off of making threats like that.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, that's why the whole Me Too movement kind of like it faltered. It truly faltered because you had like people like Harvey Weinstein being exposed for the freaking sexual lunatic that he is, and then you have people like Aziz Ansari being accused of sexual assault because of a shitty thing,
Yeah, well,
and it's like,
here's the thing, is because we keep moving the goalpost.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Doing this because sexual assault used to be like, okay, you have the proof, there was a witness, there's so many things that lined up that you can go, yes, this man fucking touched me inappropriately or did other things. But what happened was we took that goalpost and we moved it. So now, you have like let's say a man says, oh, to a female or whatever, oh, you look nice today.
Yeah, and somehow that turns into, he sexually harassed me.
Right? Yes, or sexually assaulted, because they've taken the harassment and assault verbiage and they've combined it. Because if you notice, when some claims are being made, like those verbiages are used interchangeably. What?
Interchangeable.
Yeah, interchangeable. Thank you. And they're yeah, I know. This isn't working. What the fuck, Red Bull? Anyway, moving on. So they're being used in that context. So it's like, if you read most of these articles, they'll have these clickbait headers of
You're trying so I want to work for you today.
You guys are awesome. You guys sleeping in on the East Coast till, I don't know, 9 a.m. Here I'm getting up at 6 in the morning to be ready for my awesome podcast, doing the prep work, being bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and you guys are like, oh.
Hey, I'm doing well. Okay.
But anyways. Apologies for a second. Yes. You're 100% correct, General Grady, in that we've now shifted as a culture to the point where what gets attention is only what gets clicks, which is what in the end pays the bills, is when people are pieces of shit. And so about every 4 to 5 months, there's some female streamer, if you can't afford a subscription to my stream, get the hell off my chat.
Hey,
and so
at least she was honest. I mean, right, most of these people, they play the victim.
But see, here's the thing. They say that for the social media boost. Okay, you cannot tell me that it is not a planned move, because it is. They look at their metrics and they look at, how do I make the biggest impact in the shortest amount of time? I'm already showing the cleave. I've already got the hair and the makeup. I'm already playing the role. How do I turn myself into a major player bitch at the next level? oh, I have to treat people like crap. That's what gets.
I saw that struggle. You were just like,
and see that's something people don't want to talk about as to why women have a hard time in gaming.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to talk about that because it's like, oh, you're just passing the buck. It's like, no, you like that one streamer this week. It's like I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to show myself off. And I'm like,
she actually said, I'm a slut. That's why you're all here. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well,
like,
at least you're honest about it.
I was like, it was like,
right. And so,
wow.
Right. And so mm-hmm. it doesn't change the fact that human beings react to this sort of thing. So one of the things that Nick Merckx did very early in his career that boosted him greatly is that he streamed without a shirt because he's a guy, and he's cut. He's built. He's got the guns from nowhere. I mean, he flexes on stream, and he flexes on his stream, and the guys are like, "Dude, wow!" And the women are like, "Oh, Nick Merckx." So that's he did it, and that's fine. And then and the rules change. Well, the rules for Britain.
Somebody's being yelled at.
Yep, that's right.
Ooh, somebody's in trouble. I love that flawless transition. Just want to point that out. Go on. Sorry.
That's the biggest double-edged sword when it comes to this streaming lifestyle. It's that you being attractive is a great point, but for the rest of for the rest of the streamers that aren't blessed with good looks like that to that level, I mean it's like the equivalent of a woman in construction. You gotta work twice or three times as hard just to get that recognition. And it's like,
see, here's the thing. At least porn stars are honest about it. Okay? At least porn stars are like, I'm getting paid to give BJs. That's what I do. That's how I function. That's how I make money. Okay?
I don't know why that broke Jay.
I don't know why.
I wasn't expecting to say it like that.
What? I try to not be the guy who crosses the line of demonetization.
Oh no, our whole series, we're fucked at this point. Yeah.
At some point, we're all going to be famous, and this will come back. So I don't want to be that guy. Anyway.
Yeah, we've got enough material in this whole series to cancel us like 3 times over. It's.
But see, and this goes directly back to what I said on the time. Twitch is Pornhub without the penetration, because that's what people show up for. People might say, "Oh, I want to watch good gamers." Okay, then hang out. You and your 5 friends just hang out. Just do that. Do that, because I don't know. It gaming alone does not work on Twitch. Gaming alone does not. There are a very small handful of people who have such super high-end skills that they are definitely worth watching. The other 98% of us have to find a different way to make it work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whether that's cheating, whether that's showing cleavage, whether that's being entertaining in a different way.
Sorry, I was checking if I had any of those assets. I've only got one of those 3, so.
That is the whole reason I had your cleavage. That's the only reason.
If I ever start streaming again, I'm gonna description my Twitch channel. My stream is like Pornhub without the penetration.
Oh hey, look, Jay's streaming Pornhub without the penetration. Okay, that's it. Oh, why is his channel gone? What the hell?
Oh man, but at the same time, it's like, because that's what I worry about the youth to this day, because you look at what happened with Phase 5, you had two contestants that was like 10 and 14, right? It's like that's what I'm scared of about streaming and entertainment because and
one of the requirements to win the competition was to make a video go viral. And then what did one of them decide to do? They decided to fake a ban so that it would go viral. And guess what? It worked. Because not only did people think they got banned, more people thought, oh, this is fake. This is totally fake. Why? Because they capitalized on the fact that most of the high-end AAA games have cheaters in them. So that's how it worked. It's not about video games. It's about entertainment. It's about clicks. It's about being viral.
Right.
Yeah. I'm calling it now. Within 3 years, TLC is going to make a show about young streamers. Is the gaming version of Towers and Tiaras. I'm calling it now. That's going to be a new show. It's going to be a new show within 3 years. I'm calling it now.
All right. So with that being said,
great point to end this.
Yeah, that's a great point to end this episode on.
Jay, you are coming strong with the rants and the hot takes. Good job.
I know. Keep it up. Shit.
Dude.
I know. And so with that, we are actually going to draw episode 30, believe it or not, to a close. More, us old people yelling at clouds and kids to get off our lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Strippers.
What about strippers?
I totally heard strippers. I heard strippers.
Yeah, I heard strippers.
I heard strippers.
Oh my god, streaming strippers is gonna be the new thing now.
All right. So with that being said, we are going to draw this episode to a close, and I will see you gentlemen in the next one. Toodles!